Listen, am I being detained? It seems like this has been more than 20 minutes. Do you have a reasonable suspicion of a crime?
Sorry, if you'd like
Do you have a reasonable suspicion of a crime?
Sorry.
Do you have a reasonable suspicion of a crime? Am I being detained?
They don't want
It also protects us as well.
Okay, I'm explaining what I explained to the officer here.
Okay.
As much as I want to help, I can't get the information out because I'm live streaming, and that'll compromise what I'm doing here and where I'm at. So I can't get the information out. I'm sorry. I don't want to be difficult, but I don't legally have to give that to you. I don't want to be a dick. That shit.
Welcome back to ID Refusal Report. Today, we're heading straight into the streets of Pickens, where two very different police encounters raise one powerful question. How far can an officer go when demanding your ID? And what happens when you refuse to surrender your rights? What starts as a simple encounter quickly turns into a tense confrontation. Officers begin pressing for identification, personal space gets tighter, and the pressure starts to build. But there's one thing they may not have expected. Our auditor knows his rights and isn't backing down easily. Will he stand his ground under intense pressure, or will the situation force him to give in? And these encounters aren't just about one person. They raise bigger questions about constitutional rights, accountability, and the limits of police authority. Pay close attention, because there are moments in this video that may leave you questioning exactly where those boundaries should be. A huge shout out to today's original content creators for documenting these encounters and continuing the conversation about civil liberties. Make sure you visit and subscribe to their original channel. The link is waiting for you down in the description. And when you stop by, let them know ID Refusal Report sent you, because we stand for civil rights. You're definitely going to learn something from today's encounters, and trust me, you're going to have an opinion about this one. So buckle up, watch closely, and let's get into it.
Am I right?
So what I heard when you had that thing going on, like I explained to you prior, is you don't have to show your paperwork. I'm validating that. But as a business and as a private establishment, they have the right to refuse anyone into their business.
Right, and you have the right to give them the fine. Are you going to enforce the fine that you heard them saying?
I've never heard of that fine before.
But you just heard it, right?
Yes, but we
Okay,
don't.
so now you're saying...
But
so why don't you get your supervisor here? Because obviously, if you've never heard of the fine and you're not willing to enforce it, your supervisor needs to be here immediately.
Okay, well, I need to know your name so I can let them know what's going on.
My name is Good Citizen. The good citizen that is auditing you because you have no clue about the laws that I just informed you of, and now you're refusing to enforce.
Okay.
Can you have your supervisor here immediately,
Could
please?
I have your information as far as your name, please?
You can have your... No.
Well, if you're not willing to give me your information, then I'm not willing to...
So are you extorting me for my information?
I'm willing.
You're telling me that you're not willing to do what you're properly supposed to do, and extortion matters because of because of refusing to give you my information. That's extortion.
So I could let my
So you're telling me you're not willing to do your job because you're extorting me for my name first.
All I was asking you was for your name so I could let my supervisor know who I'm speaking with.
Excuse me, sir. Are you participating with this tyrant? Can you have your sergeant here immediately, please? Can you have your sergeant here immediately, please, sir?
I'm not going to answer you.
Would you like to provide me with your name?
Good citizen. Am I being detained? It seems like this has been more than 20 minutes. Do you have a reasonable suspicion of a crime?
Sorry, if you'd like.
Do you have a reasonable suspicion of a crime?
Sir.
Do you have a reasonable suspicion of a crime? Am I being detained?
They don't want you here.
When an officer demands your identity, the key legal boundary turns on whether you are in a consensual encounter or an involuntary detention. Under the landmark Supreme Court ruling in Terry v. Ohio, police cannot hold you without reasonable articulable suspicion that a specific crime has been, is being, or is about to be committed. A business owner's request to remove a non-compliant visitor does not automatically translate into a criminal investigation under Fourth Amendment standards. Without an explicit legal mandate under state stop and identify laws, mere refusal to provide a name during a non-detention scenario is legally protected conduct. Notice how the officer pivots to property rules the second his legal authority to demand ID vanishes into thin air.
You here, so therefore you need to leave their property.
Am I being detained?
You're not being detained, no.
Okay, so if I'm not being detained and you don't have a legal suspicion of a crime, and you're still engaging outside of your understanding of the law based on what I've shown you, can you get your supervisor here immediately? It has been 20 minutes, and you still haven't come up with a reasonable articulated suspicion of a crime for you to still be here investigating. You still haven't told me what you're investigating for more than 20 minutes. After I showed you you're in violation of federal law and you're refusing to get your supervisor.
You're just not listening to me.
So what are you saying?
I explained to you what had happened.
What had happened? What had happened?
That you went in there.
Yep.
They asked you for your paperwork, which you do not have to provide.
Do I have any legal obligation to provide it?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, so what are you excluding me from the rest of the public for then? Why am I being excluded?
They don't want
Why?
The moment an officer concedes that you have no legal obligation to provide documentation, your constitutional position shifts to absolute immunity from identity-based arrest. Under Fourth Amendment jurisprudence, law enforcement officers cannot convert a private party's preference into a public restraint of liberty without a statutory violation. Extended stops without escalating facts create severe liability under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983 for civil rights violations. When police officers prolong an encounter simply because they lack an answer, they risk turning a simple trespass warning into an unconstitutional detention. Observe how the lack of statutory grounding leaves the officers stranded, unable to justify their continued presence on scene.
Why am I being excluded?
Because they don't want
Because it's over your head and you need to call your supervisor right away.
Okay. All right.
Your false indoctrination of the law has now had me detained for more than a half hour. I'd like to have your supervisor here.
While that first encounter exposed total legal confusion, our next case shows the exact opposite. Watch how a calm, knowledgeable auditor turns potential conflict into a masterclass on constitutional rights. Same laws, completely different police reaction. Can professionalism actually replace power trips on the street? Let's find out. Drop an R in the comments if you're sick of officers abusing their power. Your voice helps educate our community on real civil rights.
That's good. And your name?
Officer Guthrie.
Badge number?
Charlie 8.
Charlie 8, C8. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Not a problem.
But yeah, I can't give that information out. It's going to compromise what I'm doing here, and I'm on business right now.
Okay. Well, listen, we've gotten several calls about you walking around the video and everything.
Can you inform those people that call that this is lawful, please? Just so it stay out of my hair and yours.
Hold on, we're going to wait for my lieutenant to get out. I want to talk to him.
That's fine.
All right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And where's your lieutenant? Is he come on the way?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, hey.
That's good.
Think my mom would be proud of that one.
That's good.
How you doing?
Let's shake a hand.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
listen, like I told you, I'm Lieutenant Byers.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I want you to help me out if you would. Just
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Any way possible.
Situation, you're free to record, okay?
Yep.
You
Yes, sir.
understand that?
Yes, sir.
And I want you to, I'm not telling you can't, but it kind of made some people uncomfortable. My city administrator asked if I'd come down here and ask for your identity, okay? So we could identify who you are, so that if anybody's made uncomfortable, we have it documented, anything. That way it protects you. If anything goes wrong with anything that you've recorded, it protects you, it protects us as well.
Okay, I'm explaining what I explained to the officer here.
Okay.
As much as I want to help, I can't get the information out because I'm live streaming, and that'll compromise what I'm doing here and where I'm at. So I can't get the information out. I'm sorry. I don't want to be difficult, but I don't legally have to give that to you. I don't want to be a dick. That's just my right.
Notice how the lieutenant frames the request for identity as a protective measure rather than a legal demand. Under the Fourth Amendment, law enforcement cannot circumvent the requirement of reasonable articulable suspicion by repackaging an ID demand as a voluntary favor for city administrators. The Supreme Court ruling in Brown v. Texas firmly establishes that officers cannot compel identity disclosure during a consensual encounter merely because a citizen's presence makes others feel uncomfortable. By stating, I don't legally have to give that.
Okay.
Give it up right now.
What area are you live streaming the information to?
Just the general public.
Okay. Is it on social media?
If I put it there, it would be.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you have permission from anyone that you're recording out in the area?
Well, this is public. There's no expectation of privacy in public.
Okay.
I get if I was in like a closed office or something like that, then I'll ask for permission. If I was told no, yeah, I'll leave.
Okay.
But in the general public and common area, there's no.
The legal foundation of First Amendment audits relies entirely on the doctrine established in Katz versus United States. which dictates that what a person knowingly exposes to the public is not subject to Fourth Amendment protection. Public employees performing official duties in traditional public forums have no reasonable expectation of privacy from video recording. The auditor correctly notes that police officers do not seek permission from bystanders during routine patrols or investigations, creating a dual standard if citizens are restricted from doing the same. Citing First Circuit landmark rulings like Glick versus Cuniff, the right to gather news and record government officials in public spaces is a clearly established constitutional privilege. This articulate breakdown leaves the officer with zero legal leverage to demand a stoppage of recording.
Permission granted, it's just a constitutionally protected activity.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that
Yes,
you
sir.
understood what your rights are.
Yes, sir.
Where you are
Absolutely.
allowed
Absolutely.
to, where you're not.
I wouldn't put
okay?
myself in harm's way. I understand that part.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Absolutely.
right. I do appreciate your time.
Again,
Thank you.
I appreciate your service.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you
Have
for
a
your
good
service,
day.
sir.
Yep.
Thank y'all. But yeah, I'll probably get a few more shots and I'm out the way.
Okay.
I won't be here long. And if I caused any alarm, I'm sorry, but like I was telling him.
It's kind of making some people
Yeah, and
uncomfortable, I'm sure you could
yeah,
understand. if
I do.
somebody-
I understand that part.
If somebody came out there and was recording around you where you work, where you live, and certain situations of that nature, it'd make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I totally, and again, it's me shaking your hand because I
Yes,
totally
sir.
respect the fact that you respect my First Amendment, and
Yes, sir.
and that's all I'm doing here.
Well, I understand.
travel around the world and
like
I do this
said, though, off the camera, if you want to speak to me, I'd
Yeah,
be glad
absolutely.
to sit down and talk to you.
I will
okay?
do it. Yes, sir.
Thank you very
Thank y'all
much.
for coming out.
2 videos, 2 entirely different police responses, but one undeniable truth. Power only respects those who know their constitutional rights. Drop an R in the comments right now if you are disgusted by how officers abused their power in the first video. Your comment exposes unlawful behavior and helps shield our entire community from future overreach. If you have ever been unlawfully pressured to show your ID, share your experience below. Subscribe today so you never get taken advantage of on the street. In this country, freedom isn't something you beg for, it is something you exercise. This is ID Refusal Report, where your civil rights are your strongest weapon. Stay legal, stay free.